help or hurt the bleak jobs picture?
We're bringing in two sides of the debate. We have Dan Stein, he's president of the Federation for American Immigration Reform, and Michael Wilds, he is mayor of Englewood, New Jersey, and an immigration attorney. Gentlemen, good to see. I feel like ringing a bell because I imagine you're going to be on the opposite sides here. But Dan, first to you, if I can. Clearly, in this economic downturn, we're reading all kinds of stories about immigrants going back home, leaving the United States, going back to their home country because jobs here are drying up. Does that make your case harder to make?
Well, no, actually, my case is we want immigration to be enforced, and frankly, we'd like people to go back home. You know, the unemployment rate in Mexico, the official rate is about 5.6%. Our rate is about 9.5%. So, hey, why on earth would we be talking about a big amnesty program for millions of illegal aliens in the U.S. economy? We clearly don't need them. Americans are going to work even in the old H-2A agricultural worker jobs. You got American workers showing up. Everybody needs these jobs. So the question is, why would the president, under the euphemistic label comprehensive immigration reform, we all know that means amnesty, 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 how is it going to help hardworking American middle-class families if we continue to flood the market with low-skill, low-wage illegal workers from other countries? And that's what's ultimately the big question politically. The Obama administration had a series of tools that they had in place when they took over at the end of the Bush administration: interior enforcement, employer sanctions, making progress on document security. They have rolled back all of the things that were making progress.
Okay, let me let Michael Wilds jump in here.
Mayor Wilds, so nobody believes
hold on a second, please. Hold on. Wow, okay, it already started with the bell. Michael Wilds, let you respond to some of what he just said.
Well, listen, clearly we're at a time now, this is an economic, financial show, that we need to reinvigorate, to stimulate, to revitalize our economy. But if the gentleman would remove the silver spoon from his mouth for just a moment and understand the journey that a foreign national has when they come here. Let's take this gentleman, for example. Alexander Hamilton went to Columbia University, ultimately was an aide to President Washington, first Secretary of the Treasury, and was also one of the progenitors of the Federalist Papers. We want vitality. We want technology. We want to fill the gaps in the economy. We want heads to the beds in our hotels.
Sorry, just to be clear, Alexander Hamilton was an immigrant.
Was an immigrant from the island of Nevis, came to the United States much like any other journey. Now, let's not just focus on the undocumented, the stories that we see and the xenophobia that sadly the media has created. Let's think about just about every single person, including that gentleman who just spoke, throwing statistics at you, who hail from an immigrant. I'd say everybody, including this mayor, this American, would be proud to make sure that we have that vitality.
Dan, go ahead.
Well, I think my opponent's argument is like saying we need to support beds in order to provide health care.
Why would the unions then want to support
everybody on
people
the planet
in hotels and in hospitals?
Everybody on the planet is a descendant of a migrant. But, you know, Alexander Hamilton did not immigrate to the United States.
Sure did.
He immigrated to the
He sure did. There was no immigration laws in those days. And the fact that we have immigration laws now doesn't mean that we have to turn our back on people.
But Dan, let me ask you a question here.
Colonies did have immigration laws. It's not true.
No, not until about 100 years.
Let's get out of the previous centuries for guys and talk about now.
Dan, what about the argument?
We can't make any progress.
Hold on, Dan, 1 second. What about the argument that a vital country, and both sides of the aisle have said this, both President Bush and President Obama, that a vital country should have immigrants coming in and sort of making us a more colorful society?
Look, the question is, it's not are we going to have immigration? We're always going to have some level. Are we going to have immigration once again work for us, the American people, to fulfill our domestic objectives?
But why only your
immigrant? And the way that we do that,
why only your kind of immigrant?
Why is it that
hold on, let him finish.
The way that we do that is that we need to make it affordable. That means we have to reduce the overall flow and dramatically increase the skills composition of the flow. We have to make it manageable by reducing the overall flow to a number that we can financially afford to adjudicate and make it work for the American people.
I don't blame the government for trying to take the oxygen out and punish employers that take advantage, and I don't believe we're all talking about amnesty. They broke laws. There has to be something they pay for. The bottom line here is we are a nation of immigrants. You cannot lose that DNA and look your own ancestors in the face.
All right. The bottom line is that President Obama is going to touch another third rail. There's no end to this debate. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Appreciate it. We got to take a short break. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned.